Hi, this is a reading for August 3rd for COVID-19, coronavirus. Thank you for your comments from my last video. I know there are lots of people who are really concerned about what's going to happen in the next few months. So my readings always sort of focus on the present and the near future. If you'd like a personal reading, let me know. I also do energy clearing. So if people are feeling really stressed, I can help with that. I'm in beautiful British Columbia. Some of you have seen my video before where I was in Mexico. I'm in a beautiful place for this half of the year. And I'm working a lot to make up for everything being shut down for COVID. Oops, I don't want to take those. But I'll take that one. Okay, so yes, I'm doing readings every Monday. If you want to catch my reading and you haven't subscribed, you can just subscribe and press the notification button, and then you will be notified that my next video is available. I'm doing them every Monday. Okay. That's enough. Okay, so let's see what we have today. Okay, so the first card we have is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is, again, like last week, it's sort of a card about cutting your losses and walking away. So, you know, it's sort of like if you've been in an unhealthy relationship and you keep investing more and more and more time, and then you just have a hard time letting go because, you know, you've already continued to invest so much of yourself in something. So this card is indicating that people are needing to make a lot of changes right now and changing their focus. And it does involve some loss. And I think what this card is saying about loss is just that people are focusing on their priorities and their values right now. It's sort of like when you have a life crisis and you're like, okay, what do I really care about? What's most important to me? What do I really need to focus on? So this card is talking about August and people needing to really, even if there's certain sacrifices that need to be made, you know, whether it be leaving a job in the city, making a move, maybe choosing not to be around people that you don't need to be around because they're making things more difficult for you. This card is talking about making a change, looking towards the future, and just accepting that, you know, there's things that are lost that you need to leave behind, okay? And okay, just one more point about this card. So you can see in the card we have, you know, a blue sky, and we also have water. Okay, so this is about emotions and people feeling very intense right now. But because the sky is blue, we know that this person is moving towards good things. Okay. Now, next to this card, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And this is a card of productivity. You know, this is like when you have a lot of work that needs to be done and you're very focused on it. So this card is indicating that people are still having troubles with employment and finances, and it's not that people aren't working. Maybe people are working. Like, for example, myself, I had to start working late for the season, so I'm behind and I'm having to work harder. So there are certain obstacles still in the month of August around work and productivity. It doesn't mean people aren't working. It just means work looks different. And some people are really enjoying some of these changes. They're working from home. They're able to maybe relocate. Other people are probably still struggling financially and worried about what's going to happen. So those two cards are next to each other, and because they're facing each other, I think that the significance of the Eight of Cups, which is, like I said, about emotions, how we feel about things, the whole work situation, the economy, all the obstacles that have been presented with COVID are really making people feel very, intense about what they're going to do and what kind of sacrifices they're having to make. And yeah, so we're looking at August as being a month where work is still an issue for many people and finances. Okay. Now, next to this card, it's also facing in that direction. We have the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is just, just getting right out there, and it's decision making, it's change, it's a rapid, powerful card, it's an energetic card. So even though there's this period of, it looks like there's still some grieving that's happening in August, there's still lots of fears and worries about what's going to happen. We have this card, which is indicating some major changes are coming, okay? And I don't want to say this is a negative or a positive card. This is just a card which indicates that there's going to be a surge of energy that happens in the fall, where there's going to be some changes coming, and it's like onward and forward. It might even just be the determination of people deciding, like, okay, that's enough already. I'm getting on with what I need to do now, whatever that looks like. Now, next to that card, okay, also for September, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, though, this time, okay? So this would indicate that we have, there's a female influence here that isn't particularly good, and it's all about, security, earthly things, material things, and things like that. When she's upright, she's great, but she's reversed, indicating that we have a female here who is making some very bad decisions that are going to really affect people in September around, in particular, finances. Okay, so that's September. And then September, yeah, October, we have the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is all about balancing emotions. So it's just a reminder to us that we are responsible for the way that we think and feel. Like, it was one of the only things we have control over in our life is our attitude. And by having a positive attitude, and by being grounded, and by being caring and loving, and also not falling into a place of panic, okay, about what's going to happen in the future, because it's just not helpful. We just have to deal with things on a day-to-day basis, and this card is a reminder that it is our greatest strength if we can just stay in the present moment and take things day to day and do our best. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So this is, yeah, like I said, August, September, October. So moving towards the end of October, we're coming to the end of our project. We're coming to the end of things as we know them to be. So with respect to the things that we worry about, the burdens that we carry, the projects that we're working on. Things sort of get wrapped up at the end of October. So this card flew out of the deck, and it was it's the 10 of Pentacles. And this is the happily ever after card. I mean, this card is all about the strength in everything sort of coming together with our relationships, with our finances, everything, okay? So this card just jumped out of the deck. I had to accept it, okay? And it's a reminder to us that everything is going to be okay, even though things might not be as they were before. Things will be okay. I think I should pull another card just to clarify, or maybe two even, to clarify the 10 of Wands here, because you know, I always sort of think of this as more of a work thing, but because this is about COVID, this reading, I'm going to think that it has maybe more to do with just overall the burden that we've been carrying, whether it's lockdown, quarantine, you know, leaving loved ones at a hospital where you can't even go and see them, you know, all the lineups, all the things that have really affected us. This is indicating that this will be coming to an end by the end of October. Okay, so I pulled some clarification cards, and one is the Tower in reverse. And this is when things just really get a good shake up. So looking at the end of October, the Tower reversed, everything's just sort of like, and I don't want people to get frightened, but, you know, it can be a really good thing when old structures start to crumble and new structures take their place. If we all were focused on the way that we'd like things to be, with respect to accountability, you know, like just how the world operates, you know, moving away from all the money that's made based on exploitation, you know, of vulnerable people, for example. If we really were to want to take a close look at some of the things that we haven't bothered to really observe that are happening, that if we really took the time, we'd be like, I'm really not okay with that, you know, and to realize that we have some power over making some of these changes, you know, whether it's just who you're giving your money to, or where you're working, and how you're spending your free time, your energy, whatever. You know, we need to focus on creating something that is sustainable for all of us. And it means making some changes. And the Tower is indicating that, yeah, the shit is gonna hit the fan. But I see this as a positive card, okay? That some changes need to happen, and hopefully we're geared up for them. And that's why I think it's really important, the Temperance card, to stay balanced, because, you know, if we need to make some drastic changes, we need to be ready and we need to be strong. And so the other two cards that came up around clarifying the 10 of Wands is, well, we have the 10 of Swords, which is, you know, the betrayal card, so getting stabbed in the back. So, you know, this would be like, you know, lies, betrayal, things like this. Okay, so the Tower indicating that the shit is going to hit the fan, that people maybe have, you know, had enough of, you know, the things that are happening and the way people are hurt by it. And the Page of Pentacles also is a clarification card, holding the idea or message that something else is viable, right? Pentacles are about earthly things, practical things, money. So this card is like an offering. It's like the messenger saying, you know, we can do this. We can move forward, right? We can move forward. So it looks like this person here, you know, for the end of October, the burden is great. And we're at the end of carrying it. We're really at the end, and things are going to get shooken up. There's been a lot of betrayal, and we have this messenger coming along saying, it'll be okay. There's something new coming for us, okay, at the end of October. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope that everybody's doing okay in their small groups with their social distancing. There's a lot of things I know that we miss. I know I do. Miss certain things that I used to do that I can't do anymore. But I do feel like, instead of sort of focusing on that things are going to get so much worse, I think the worst has happened. And now it's a matter of what are we going to do about it? Okay, so have a great week. I'll see you next Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.